Today's topic will be on conditional formatting and number formatting. First, we'll understand what is this conditional formatting. Conditional formatting means formatting a cell based on some condition. If the condition is true, then format the cell. Let's see what all we can do in this conditional formatting. Let's say I have a table here and I'll take a total of all these 6 months. Say sum of this, I'll just take the total. I need to highlight all the values which are above 40,000. One way is I can go and I can search manually and I can highlight the values, or I can filter and I can highlight the values. But the problem is, what if the value changes again? Now I'll highlight this. I'll say, let me highlight like this. But what if this will get changed? Now just change this. Now this becomes 22,000. Now this should be unshaded. That is, I'll go here and I have to remove this. Instead of doing this manually like this, we can have an option which is called as conditional formatting, which will help me in formatting the cells based on a condition. That means I'm applying a condition on these cells so that if the condition is true, then highlight the values or format the cells. How to do that? We'll go with a simple example and then we'll go with more examples. I should select all the cells which has to be formatted. In this home tab, I have this conditional formatting. I have many options here. We'll go and see one by one. When I told that I need to apply a condition on this, I'll go here, I'll click on this new rule. If I click on this new rule, I'll get a window where I'll have multiple options here. The options what you see on top, these are all with the selections, whatever I'm doing here, just give some options. But suppose if I want to customize it by using some formulas, then I can use this option. So we'll come to this option a little later, but first we'll see these options. Now the requirement is highlight all the cells where the value is above 40,000. I'll go here, I will select this format only cells that contain. When I say format only cells that contain, then here I'll have an option saying that cell value, and here I'll have few other options. So my requirement is the value, if it is 40,000 and above, should be highlighted. So what I'll do is I'll go here, I'll select the option, say greater than or equals to 40,000. I'll put this 40,000 here. If the value matches this criteria, then I have to format this. I have a preview here. I'll go here, I'll say format, and then I'll give the color wherein the cell should be shaded. I'll say OK. Wherever the value is 40,000 and above, that will be shaded. Let's go and check. Let me make this above 40,000. This will get highlighted. Let me reduce the value here. Once it is less than 40,000, the shade is removed. This is one simple example of conditional formatting. So whatever we have done here is the hard-coded values. Means I've specified saying that 40,000. Now what if I want to change the value? Say I want the highlights to be done for 35,000 and above. So one way is I can select the cells which are formatted. I'll go to this conditional formatting. Here I should not say new rule, because if I click on this new rule, a new rule will be applied on that. Instead, I'll go to this manage rules. I'll click on this manage rules and I can see a window where already the rule has been applied. So here it says new rule. If you want to apply a new rule here, if you want to edit the existing rule, or if you want to delete the rule, so I can use these options. Either I can click on this edit rule or I can double click on this say double click or edit, both are same. I can go and I can change this to 35,000. But next time, if the value gets changed here, again I'll have to go and change the value in this window. Instead, let me cancel this. I'll close this. I will give a cell wherein I can reference the value which has to be shaded. Condition formatting, so manage rule, edit, select this and I can say edit or I can double click. Now here instead of this 40,000, I will select this and select the range or the cell which I need to mention here. Say OK and say OK. Now the value which are 35,000 and above will be highlighted. Now if you want this to be 45,000, I can just go here, just change this. So this will get changed like this. So I can either use hard-coded values or I can use dynamic values like this. This is for highlighting the cells by selecting. Now let's see how I can use icon sets or indicators. This case, I'll not be highlighting. So I'll be taking a range and I'll be giving some icons. What are icons? I'll show you. You go to this condition formatting, here I have something called as icon sets. So all these are called as icons. So I can specify some icons here based on the values. Usually these icon sets are used to highlight or say, give the indicators for a set of values or say a range of values. Let's select the table here. I'll just select the entire table. I want to give some icons here depending on the range of values. Let's take the range 5,000 and above. I should get one icon. 2,000 to 5,000 there should be one more icon, or any values below 2,000 should be another icon. Now when I go to this condition formatting, either I can use new rule or I can use these options which are already available, readily available. I can just go and click on this. I can see the icons popping up here. If I say new rule, click on this, then I'll go here, format all cells based on their values, and I can use this icon sets here. I'll get these options, or I can go here, I can directly use these options. When I use these options, the indicators what is coming here, it is coming by default, means the default range. But suppose if you want to go to specific values, the specific ranges, then I can go and say new rule and I can apply. But that doesn't mean that when I go and click on any of these options, I cannot change the range. I can still change the range. People find it easy when they go here, they'll apply and then they'll go and change. Or they can also go here to new rule and then also I can change. Let's say I'll go here and I'll take one of the options available here. Let's say I'll take this. This is called as traffic light. Click on this, I'll get the icons here. But they're not according to my requirement, that is 5,000 and above, one icon, 2,000 to 5,000, one icon, and any values below 2,000 should be another icon. It is randomly, it is taking by default. Now I need to change this. So what I'll do, I'll go here to condition formatting. Since I've already applied a rule on this, I'll say manage rule. Now I have the rule which is applied. Let me double click on this. See, this again selecting the same option which we saw by using this new rule. It says new set, icon set. And I can see all the icon sets here. If I click here, all the icon sets what we saw in that option, so that will be available here. Now we have selected this traffic light. Now here it says green color when the value is greater than or equal to 67, but it is mentioning it as percentage. But I want this to be in values. If you go and click on this, I have options here. I will say number because I have the numbers here. If I have percentages, I can go and I can use this percentage or formulas or whatever. So depending on your requirement, you can select these options. So let's say I am using this number. I'll select this number. Change this to number as well. Now I'll say when value is greater than or equal to 5,000. That means first rule I'm applying here saying that if it is greater than 5,000, greater than or equal to 5,000, it should be green color. When less than 5,000 and greater than or equal to 2,000, then it should be yellow color. Then if anything is less than 2000, it is red color. I have the icons here. I can still change the icons, whichever icons I need here. Any of these. Say for example, if you want something like this, a diamond shape, I can use this. But as of now, we'll just use this. Now I'll say OK. When I say OK, the options, whatever were applied here, the icons will get changed. Right. Now, whatever specification I have given, so based on that, I'll get the icons here. Let's go and check. Now let's take this cell. It says 8237, which has got green because it is above 5000. Let me change this to 2000. So this will change to yellow color. Now let me make it lesser than 2000. Let me make it 1237. It will change to red color. This is for applying icon sets. Now I'll feel that I don't want to see the values. I want only the icons. Usually in some of the KPIs, say indicators, if you want to show only indicators, so I'll be showing only indicators because I would have already given the ranges. So based on the ranges, I'll check those icons or say colors and I can classify it. So how to do that? So let me just select the complete table here, conditional formatting. I'll say manage rule and edit. Here I have something called as show icons only. Select this and say OK. I can see only the icons here, not the values. This is only to hide the values, not to delete the values. When I select any of these cells, still I can see the values. I can see it in formula bar. Or double click here, I can still see the values. These are actually just a kind of formatting which will display front end so that we can view it, but not the values will be deleted. This is icon sets. Let's come to this cell. I have some values here, which is the total of all these months. Let me go here. I'll say remove. That is clear the formats what we have applied. When I'm saying clear, I can either clear with the selected cells or I can clear entire sheet. If I say entire sheet, the entire sheet formatting will get removed. I'll click on this selected cells. The rules which I had applied, the condition formatting will be removed here. Now what I'll do, I'll take this, I'll try to create a kind of data bars. That is like a chart. I can select any of these options. I will just select, let's say I'll take this. I'll get kind of chart here. Let me select the entire range. I can edit this. So manage rule, double click. I can modify it here with different colors. Again, it says format all cells. Here, previously I had selected icon set. Now I'm selecting data bar. If I don't want to see the values, I can say show bars only. If you want to change the color, I can go and I can change the color. The colors what we saw here in this conditional formatting option, those were the default values. Now suppose if you want to change, then I can go here and I can still change the values here. The gradient fill, that is, will have something like this with the shading, two colors. Let's say I can select something like this color. If you want a solid fill, that means it will be a full color like this. If you want a border, I can still select the border here, say solid border, and I can go here, I can select the border here. Any colors like this. And then I'll say OK. Say OK. So I'll get the chart here. Suppose if you want to sort it, anyways, we have the sorting. So in the previous session, we saw this sorting. I'll go here, say sorting. Let's say I'll sort it by total, the largest to smallest. So I'll get something like this. This is for data bars. Let's go here. Sometimes what will happen, I need to highlight the values which are duplicated. So by mistake, an employee ID has been typed twice. So I don't know, there are so many values like that. So I need to highlight it. So in that case, I can still use this condition formatting check where all duplicates have been typed. So here I can go and say highlight cells. Here I have these duplicate values. Directly I can select. All these options are directly I can go here and apply. Otherwise I can go to this new rule and still I can see this format only unique values or duplicate values. It is something similar. It is similar to this option. So I can either use here or I can go to this new rule and I can use this format only unique cells. Now let's say here I want to highlight all the duplicate values. So I'll select duplicate. If you want to highlight all the unique values, I can go and I can change this to unique. Let me select this to duplicate. I'll say format and let's say all the duplicate values should be something this color. Say OK. Now if I say OK, here if I check, there are no shadings. That means there are no duplicate values. Let's copy and paste one of the values here. I'll make it duplicate. Automatically this will get highlighted. Let me copy another cell. It is duplicated, so it is showing me green color. Let me copy this and I'll paste it here. So I'll get the duplicate values here. So what we're trying to do here is to highlight the duplicate values. Let me select this. I'll go to this condition formatting. Now I'll say manage rule. I want this to be highlighted for the unique values. Let's go here, just change this to unique and say OK. Now all the unique values will be highlighted. The duplicate values will be removed. Means the highlights will be removed. This is a simple conditional formatting. So there are so many options like this which you can use. But what if you want to customize? Customize in the sense, these are all predefined. But I want to do something where I will put the conditions. So based on those conditions, I need to highlight the cells. So for that, what we'll do, let's go here and we'll take another example where we have this conditional formatting, that is by customizing the conditions. Customization means you are applying some formula. Let's assume, let me just take this, just change this to red black color. Here if you see, I have a table here. I need to highlight all the non-numeric data. That means the text values, whatever you see here, has to be highlighted. In the options what we have here, so we don't have that option here to highlight all the text values. But if you want to do this, I can still do it because I have this conditional formulas or say any conditions. I can just apply on this so that depending on that condition, I can highlight the cells. So how to apply this custom conditions? So few minutes back, I just mentioned saying that I can use this formulas. So this formula, what it will do, it will give me an option here where I can enter the formula here. Formula need not be very advanced formulas. It can be a simple conditions. Now let's understand the condition here. The condition here is highlight all the non-numeric data. I'll say equals is text, open bracket. There is a function called as is text, or there is something called as non-text, and then I will select this cell. Here this cell is actually absolute reference. I'll make it say relative reference so that the reference is applied to all the cells. Let me close the bracket, and here it asks for the format. You can select any of this format. Let's say I'll select this, say OK. The condition what I mentioned here is text of B6. Wherever the values are, the cells are text, it is highlighted. That means if this condition becomes true, so the condition, the formatting will be applied on that cell. Now I'll say OK. So wherever it is text, the values, the cells are highlighted. Let me change this. See, change anything. So automatically this will get highlighted if it is non-text. All right, let's come to this. The question says highlight only weekends, and let's assume that the weekends are Saturday and Sunday. It can be, you can highlight any days, but I'll show you how to highlight Saturdays and Sundays. Here, these two dates, whatever you see, these are Saturdays and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. So that is what we have mentioned here. So what I'll do is I'll select this. Always when you are applying a conditional formatting, please select the cells. Now let's go here and say new rule. Again, we'll use a formula to determine which cells to be formatted. Here, I want to highlight the Saturday and Sunday. Now let's go back to our formula classes, what we have done. In that, the date formulas, we studied about the weekday and week num. Now this will come into help. Weekday is a function which will give me the serial number of the week. Say Sunday is 1, Monday 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I need to highlight Saturday and Sunday. When I say Sunday, that means if the value is 1, the date, whatever is there I'm checking is 1, that means it is Sunday. If the value, that is the index value of the date is 7, that means it is Saturday. So what we'll do, we'll go here, I'll say weekday, open bracket, and I'll select this. Let's make it relative so that it'll check all the values. Equals 1. Now I've given the condition saying that weekday of E6, that means this is E6. Now when I'm applying, it will become E7, E8, or say F6, F7 like this. If it is 1, that means if it is Sunday, then highlight. Let me go here. I'll again take this. Say OK. See, it is highlighting Sunday. But my requirement was both the days, Saturdays and Sundays. Let's go here. I will select this. Now let's modify it so that it will highlight Saturday as well. Let's say manage rule. Now don't say new rule. I'll say manage rule. Double click on this. Now I need both the days, that is weekday 1, weekday 7. So for that, what I can do, I can use the logical operator. I'm just using this control X, or say you can copy and you can paste anything you can do. I just made it as control X so that I'll cut that equation and I'll say and paste it. When I say and is a logical function, what it will do is it will allow me to give more than one conditions here. I'm saying weekday of E6 is equal to 1, and here I'll say weekday is equal to 7. So I'm mentioning here and weekday of E6 equals 1, and if it is 7, then I need to highlight this. So I think we should use or here, sorry, or operator. That means any one of this. I'll say okay. So okay, see, I got this highlight. That means if the date is actually giving me 1 or 7 with the weekday, then highlight that. Any of these dates, let's say for example, I'll go here 6/5/2016, it's Friday, I'll make it a 7 and see, this should get highlighted. See, here again I have to go and change this. So, see, so this is one of the ways. Next example. In this example, I want to highlight the row with whatever name I'm specifying here. Let's say I'll go here, I'll say Alice. If I mention Alice, then this row has to get highlighted. If I say Elvin, then this row should get highlighted. So how to do this? Let's go and check. Now what I'll do, let me select these cells. I'll say conditional formatting, and here I'll say new rule. We'll go to this custom formatting here, say formulas, and here we just have to say equals this. Now let this be absolute because this is the value what we are checking with these names. Equals, I will select this. Now when I'm selecting this cell, the column has to be fixed because the name is in this H column, but the row number should change. Now what I'll do, I'll say F4, F4. Now if you can see $H, that means the column is fixed. 7 is the row number is not fixed. I will go here and try to highlight, say OK, say OK. See, it is trying to check the value within this column and it will get highlighted here. Let me change this to Arald. Now this is matching, so it is getting highlighted here. I'll say Alice, so this will get highlighted. So what I can also do is, we have an option that is list data validation. Anyways, this is a separate chapter which I'll be teaching you in the coming session. I'm just taking this. Instead of typing, I can just go here. I can select this. See, whatever I'm selecting here, that will get highlighted. So you can use something like this as well. Right. Let's go to next, more options. Here, I have a table here. Let me just take this headings. Here it says, I want to highlight all the alternative rows. Alternative rows in the sense, this row has to be shaded, then again this row should not be shaded, again this row should be shaded, and likewise. So what I'll do is, let me select this and go to this condition formatting. I'll say new rule. Here again I'll go to this formula. I can use many functions here, many different functions to highlight this. One is I can use whether the row number is even or odd, or I can use this mod operator also. So what mod will do is it will give me the reminder. Say equals mod of the row number. This row open bracket close bracket will give me the row number, comma. If I say 2, that means I'm trying to divide this row number by 2. Whatever reminder I'm getting, if it is giving the reminder as 0, that means it is even number. If it is giving me the reminder as 1, that means it is odd number. I'll say equals 1. That means wherever the row number is odd, that has to be highlighted. I'll go here and I'll say top. So these rows which are odd, or say which is giving me the reminder 1, those rows are getting highlighted. Fine. Let's go to this. This is the highlights wherein I need to highlight like a chessboard. Say one cell unshaded, one cell shaded, one cell unshaded, one cell shaded, like this. So for this, we'll try to give a formula, say like this. Say is odd. So here I saw this mod. So I was talking about is even or odd. So what I'll do, I'll go here. Let me select this. Condition formatting. I'll say new rule. Say equals is odd of row number plus the column number. And we'll take this formula. Here we'll take this format and say shading. Say okay. The row number, let's say 6, with this number, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6 plus 7 is 13. That means 6 plus this 7. The row number plus, so here I have this row number, say 6, plus column number is 7, so 13. That means if the number is odd, then highlight this. Then it will be 6 plus 8, it will be 14. That means this is even, so this should not be shaded. So likewise, I can specify what has to be shaded here. Next, highlight a group of 4 rows, like what we did here with this shading of, say, alternative rows. Here what I'll do, I can highlight even the group of 4 rows as well. So for this, what we'll do is, let's put some zeros here and I'll say 1. It's just a simple logic. Then again I'll say 0. Wherever I find this 1, the row should get highlighted. Let me select this and then I'll go to this condition formatting, new rule, I'll say formula. Here I'll say equals this. Here I'll try to take only the column has to be fixed, and I'll say equals 1. That means if this cell is equal to 1, then highlight. Otherwise, don't highlight. Say OK. So wherever I see this 1, the rows are highlighting. It's not that it will highlight only these 4 groups of the rows which are like this. So wherever I say 1, that will get highlighted. Right. Fine. Let's go here. Here I have one table. Let's say I want to highlight some states based on the ranks. Let's take this zone and I'll put it here, and I'll say data, remove duplicates. So I'll get all the unique values here. Let's assume that I'll give this as first rank, second rank, and say third rank. When I say first rank, it has to get highlighted with some color. Whichever is second rank mentioned, so that has to be highlighted with another color. And if I say third rank, then that has to be highlighted with a different color. Now I'm trying to shade more than one colors here. But whichever rank I'm specifying, so let's say this should become first rank, then this shading should change. So wherever I'm specifying the rank, so based on that, the shading should change. So what we should do is, first we should know which has got the first rank, second rank, and third rank. So to do that, what I'll do is I'll go here, say equals, I'll use VLOOKUP, and then I will take this value, comma, in this range, say F4, comma, 2, comma, 0. So if I just drag it down, depending on this value, that is lookup value, here I'll get say 1, 2, and 3. If you see this, it is 3, and you can see this is 2, and this is 1. Now let's change this. I'll make this as 1, delete this one as 2, and this one as 3. So automatically, depending on the VLOOKUP formula, this value will get changed. Fine. Let me select this, the range where I need to format. I'll go to conditional formatting, and I'll say new rule. Go to this formula. Here I'll say equals this value. Now we'll make this the column as fixed and the row has to change, because here every row has to get changed. Equals 1. That means if it is 1, if the value is 1, then let's say I want that to be with this shade. Say OK. Fine. I got the shading wherever it is 1. Now for the second rank, I need to get a different color. In this case, I should not say manage rule, I should say new rule. That means I'm trying to apply one more rule on that. I'll go to this formula, equals this value, I'll say F4 and F4. I'll make this column the same formula here, but here I'll mention it as 2. Format, and then let's say I'll take this shading. Say OK. That means if it is second rank, then I should get this color. Fine. Let's apply for third rank as well. Go here, say new rule, then I'll say equals, let me select this, say F4 equals 3. If it is 3, that is third rank, then let's say I'll shade with this color. Say OK and say OK. Fine. Now let's change this. Let's say if I put this as 1, then the shading will change. Let's put this as 2. See, now if I go here, say 3, automatically the shading will change. So depending on the values, whatever is there, the shading also will get changed. These are some of the conditional formatting options. Depending on the conditions, I can give any kind of formulas here, and I can customize my conditional formatting as well. So there are so many options here which you can also explore, and you can learn a lot of things in conditional formatting. But to brief, conditional formatting is actually used to format a cell based on a condition. Right. Let's go to one more chapter, that is number formatting. Number formatting are actually used to format the values. When I say values, so whatever I've entered here, I need to format it. Let me take the headings. So if you see, I have some values which I've already entered. I need to format this. Let's take this sales. I want this to have 1,000 separator. Let me select this. A simple way of formatting this is go to home, and here I have this number and I have this 1,000 separator. Just click on this. I'll get this 1,000 separator. My job is done. But I need more formatting in this. Let's say you go here, I'll say -75. It is giving me -75, something like this. But what I need is, if I say -75, it should have a bracket with red color, or say the color has to change to red if it is minus. So I want some different kind of formatting here. That is, instead of this normal formatting whatever is there, I want some different formatting. So what I'll do, select these cells like what we did for our conditional formatting. We'll go here, right click and say format cells. Either I can go to this format cells, or I can go here. I have this dialog box launcher. I can click on this, or I can use Control 1. That is the easiest way. Say Control 1. Let me select this number, and here it says decimal places. You take the decimal places, the number of places you need. Say if you want 1, 2, 3, anything you can give. Then here it asks for negative numbers. Suppose if my negative number should be in red color like this, I'll select this. I'll say OK. Here, wherever the values are negative, it will shade like this. Now what if I want a bracket for this? So for that, what I can do is, let me select this. Say Control 1. Here I have given this number and I'm getting this negative number here, but I don't have any option of giving this bracket. So we don't have to bother. So we have to customize it now, because whatever options are available, these are the predefined options. Let me select this custom. I have so many options here. So what I'll do is, I'll learn how to use this custom formatting. Now if you see here, I have this formatting, that is 1,000 separators. So we have formatted for the sales. So what I can use here is, say the formatting says 0, that is also a formatting. If I say 0 and say OK, this will become something like this, a normal formatting. Say Control 1. If I go here, say custom, and if I say 0.0, then it will be a decimal number like this. I'm just telling you how to customize the formats. Let's go here. Now I want the negative values. So this is for the positive number. Any negative values if you want, I'll say semicolon and put the same thing 0.0 and close the bracket. See, the positive number, colon, then whatever comes after that semicolon, that is negative number. I'll say OK. So if you see this, see, it says bracket. So wherever the values are minus, so that will give me say brackets. Now I want 1,000 separators as well as red color. Now in this I don't have red color and the 1,000 separators. Again Control 1. So what we'll do, I know now this is positive number and this is negative number. Now what we'll do is, we'll try to give the 1,000 separators as well. We have hash, which is a placeholder, which will help me in having this 1,000 separators or these numbers here like this. Say comma, I'll say one more hash, then one more hash says 0.0. So what I see here, this hash is a placeholder, and this 0 I have given here is, if there is only decimal numbers, then I should have one 0 value here. So for that I've given this 0. Let me copy this. I'll say semicolon, and I want a bracket to be given for negative number, and also I need a red color. So what I'll do, if I want to specify a color, I'll say square bracket, red square bracket. So if you want to specify the color, I should mention the square bracket. I'll say OK. See, have the thousand separator as well as year same minus. I'll get this red color. Right, this is for the thousand separators or changing the negative number to a different format. Let's come to this units. I want the units to have say kgs or numbers or kilometers or any kind of units. Usually what we do is we'll go here. Let's assume that I want kgs. I'll specify that in the heading itself. Fine, over. But what if I want the units to be like this? If I'm giving like this, these two cells what I mentioned kgs, they have become text. And I cannot do any calculation there. But I want all the values should have these units, but still it is to be numbers. So in that case, what I'll do, let me just delete these things. I'll go here, select the range, control 1. What I'll do is I'll go here to custom and just specify a 0 because here I don't want any decimal numbers. If you want decimal numbers, I can use .0 or whatever. So in this case, let's assume that I don't want any thousand separators and no decimals, just mention it as 0. Now if you want to give a custom text there, I'm using this word text because I'm not talking about the units. It can be anything. It can be kgs, numbers, or any specific text you can give it here. I mentioned the double quotes. Now let's say I'll give it as kgs and then I'll say okay. See, I got the units here. But the units what you see are just for displaying, that's it. If you go and check in the formula bar, it still says a number. Double click, it's still a number. Like this is just changing the format of it, not the value of it. You can specify anything. Let's say I'll go here, control 1. Now I'll prefix ITAS. This way also I can mention, see, any text you can give here. I'll say okay, see, like this. But still if you go and double click on this, it's still a number. It's just that I'm changing the format. Fine. Let's come to this date. The date, as I mentioned in one of our say formula session, the date always it will be stored as values. Only the format will be changed. Let's go here. I'll change the format of this. Control 1. And if I say date, I'll get these date formats. These are all predefined. If I go and check this, see, these are all predefined formats. I want a customized format. So I want day, month, and year, and also the day as well. Go to this custom. I can use this D, M, and Y. If you go back to our say text function, there we use this text formula wherein we used all this format. So these formats we can use in our text functions. Like this, let me show that as well. Say equals text, it lasts for the value, comma. So we use something like this, dd, mmm, yyyy, then again ddd, like this. Close bracket and say enter. Sorry, like this. So what we'll do, the same format I'll change here with the this is by using a formula. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, say control 1, a custom, then here I'll say dd, mmm, yyyy, comma, then here I'll say ddd. D is for day, M is for month, Y is for year, and here I'm using this 4D so that I'll get this year, weekday. If I mention as 1D, then it will be a single digit date. Then 2Ds will become 2 digits, that is 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3 in that format. One more D, this will become SUN, MON in that format. One more D, this will give me the full week. Same thing applies to your M also. Say 1, a single digit month, double digit month, 3 characters of the month, and complete month name. If I say okay, see, it will get formatted like this. All right, let's come to this percentage. Here I have some decimal numbers. I want to convert this into percentage. Say control 1. Now here I'll say percentage, say OK, done. It is converted into percentage, very simple. Now what if I want to have a similar kind of red color with bracket if I have some minus percentage? Now if I specify minus, it is just giving me minus 3.91 percentage, but I want that to be in brackets. In that case, I'll go to this custom, and as I mentioned, the first part what you see here is the positive number. I'll put one semicolon and then I'll say bracket and put the same format, close bracket. I want this to be red color, same option what I used there, say red, and say OK. I can see this red. Let me go here and change this to minus. Automatically this will get changed to red color. This is number formatting. Some more formattings we'll learn. I have a phone number. I need to change this to a format of say area code or say service code or whatever. Say I'll just put my mobile number. Right. I want to change the format of it. Control 1. Go to custom. Then here I'll put a bracket, open bracket, 1 2 3, 3 zeros, hyphen, 1 2 3, again 3 zeros, then I'll say 4 zeros. So totally 10 characters. So I'll get the format in this way. So 3 characters, then again hyphen, 3 characters, hyphen, 4 characters, say OK. My mobile number will be shown like this. If you double click, still my mobile number is like this. Now let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. See, it will change to this format. We saw one option, that is, if I give a number, it should be of 8 characters. That means if I give 2 characters, the total number of characters should be 8 with zeros prefixed. Let's say 1 2. I want this to be 8 characters with zeros. Control 1. Go to this custom and just type 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's it. Now I'll say OK. So it is displayed 8 zeros. Let me put some more characters here. See, like this. Let's assume I have say 1.5. I want this to be in a fraction format. Control 1. Go to this fraction. See, 1.5, like this. So likewise, if I take any value here, just say control 1, I have many different formats wherein I can use this for highlight. One more thing I'll show you. Let me copy this and I'll show you. I'm not sure where this can be used, but most of the times I have used the same thing. I'll just show you. So what is that I'm trying to show you guys? Here I have a value. We try to highlight the negative values which are 0. Now I want to highlight all the values which are above 1000, or say the values which are below 1000 should be red color. One is I can use this conditional formatting and I can do the number formatting also. I can do that. That is, if the values are less than 1000, that has to be red color. Then what I'll do is I'll go here, say number, custom. Here I'll say put a square bracket and say lesser symbol less than 1000 and close the bracket. So in number formatting, this square bracket plays as a if condition. That is, if say if less than 1000, then let's say I'll put the condition as 0.0. Let's not put any 1000 separators. I'll just put it here. I want this to be red color. I'll say red. Now I'll put a semicolon and I'll say 0.0, just a normal format, and I'll say OK, and see what will happen. See, I put a square bracket less than 1000. It should be 0.0 with red color, semicolon. Otherwise, it should be just a normal format. I'll say OK. Wherever the values are less than 1000 are highlighted with red color. See, let me make it 686. See, 956. See, like this. So this way also you can use the number format. So number formatting and conditional formatting are actually used to format the cells and the values. Conditional formatting is actually formatted based on the condition. A number format will actually not use any condition, but it will format the entire selected cells.